Discretion is advised.
And we have this 7 News alert. We're getting word of a teen shooting that's happened in Northwest Miami-Dade.
Joe Roach live on that scene with the latest for us now. Joe?
Guys, right now we are at Northwest 24th Avenue and Northwest 52nd Street. 2 blocks shut down right now. I kind of want to give you an idea of what's happening. If you take a look over to my right, you'll see cop cars down one side of the road. But the focus here behind us on Northwest 52nd Street, K9 units on scene, a very active scene as this investigation continues. We're told gunfire erupted out here on Northwest 52nd Street just before 9 o'clock tonight. A 17-year-old girl grazed in the head. We're told that she was taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital. Right now you see K9 units out here. Just moments ago we learned that that dog actually helped sniff out those shell casings back there. You see all those yellow markers in the distance, at least 10 shell casings. That is where the shooting happened. A lot of unanswered questions as this investigation continues right now. What happened to spark it, how that young girl is doing at this point. And investigators right now tell us that they are still working on a description of the suspect. But if you do have any information about this shooting, you're asked to call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. That number, 305-471-TIP.
More details on a developing story. Tonight, some car dealers are on edge, beefing up their security after brazen thieves pulled off a high-end heist. Take a look at the security video. It's of thieves stealing cars from an Evanston dealership. Tonight, we have learned of a similar crime in DuPage County. Now police want to know if they're connected. It's a story that stretches from Evanston all the way to Naperville. NBC5's Natalie Martinez has late information.
What's happening here in Naperville is happening all over the Chicagoland area, and these criminals are getting bolder.
They drove right through this door.
The manager at Patrick Jaguar and Land Rover shows us how thieves waited for him to lock up last week before stealing 4 luxury cars from this Naperville dealership.
Lined up the cars right here and then backed one straight out.
One car was abandoned a few blocks away.
The second incident happened in broad daylight, middle of the working day. We had pulled up a car for a customer to test drive, and between the time we went in to get the customer and we came out, somebody had jumped in the car and driven away.
So they upgraded cameras and revved up security, only to have another incident today.
The door was locked and they weren't able to gain access.
Naperville police tell us one Jaguar was discovered in Chicago. Most have been recovered, some with, some without damage. Police warn salesmen to keep keys in cars locked.
It appears to be young males from the west side of Chicago, that there is some kind of link to organized, whatever that organization is, it's hard to determine.
Surveillance video from Evanston early this morning shows 6 brazen suspects breaking into the Auto Barn dealership, driving off with 5 high-end rides. A white BMW still missing, but all of the cars have GPS tracking.
The thieves aren't going to get far. Today was basically a smash and grab.
These vehicles can be used for a variety of things, committing crimes, even as simple as joyriding.
Police are all working together now to determine whether or not some or all of these are connected.
4 years later, and this family is finally getting answers, and they are speaking out. Good evening, I'm Maureen O'Boyle.
And I'm Paul Cameron. In 2013, my Crime Stoppers investigation told you about James Price, stabbed to death in the parking lot of the former Verizon amphitheater. His case went very cold, but right now his family is getting some closure. CMPD today identified his killer as Grayson Langdon. Police say Langdon left Charlotte and was eventually killed himself in Chicago. WTV's Colleen Harry was there as the family spoke out today. Colleen, tell us, what are they saying about this discovery?
Well, the bottom line, Paul, for the family is that they're relieved to have gotten the answer to who killed their son. CMPD detectives not saying what evidence led them to identify Grayson Langdon as the man responsible for Price's death. But they say when they went to arrest him, it was too late. When a life is taken, what exactly is justice?
But the Bible tells you, put away your sword, because if you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
For the Price family, who lost their son James in 2013 after he was stabbed in the parking lot of then Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, justice was not served in court. Police say for years they had a person of interest, Grayson Langdon.
And had information that they believed was pivotal and pointed at Mr. Langdon. However, as I said previously, they didn't have everything that they needed at that point.
But then detectives say they were ready to make a move and get Langdon for killing Price.
They were able to get there, but when they were, Mr. Langdon had already been the victim of a homicide himself.
Police say Langdon was murdered in Chicago, so no arrest or trial for the Price family, but for them, they say the answer is sufficient.
If he wasn't found on this side, that eventually he would be judged on the other side. It's unfortunate because you got that family screaming for him, but I can't say I'm not happy that, I have a conclusion.
And the Prices made a point a couple of times of thanking the detectives who worked this case, that they stuck with it since 2013.
Attacked in school, and tonight a student is in intensive care, airlifted to a hospital with serious injuries. He was beaten by another student between classes. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Elgas live at Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge tonight. Rob.
Alan, this is a middle school student, a 7th grader, and just a few minutes ago I had a chance to talk to his older brother. We have a promising update tonight. He is stable. He says his younger brother is unconscious. His head hit the floor during that attack, and he suffered several skull fractures. As you mentioned, this happened inside a school. It was in South Elgin. His attacker, a fellow student. Inside Kenyon Woods Middle School today in South Elgin, administrators say, a physical assault. One student severely injured by another. So badly beaten, he was eventually flown by helicopter here to Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge. Social media accounts suggest he has a serious brain injury, at one point convulsing after another student attacked him. District 46 quick to respond. The school's principal calling and emailing parents, saying, quote, an assault occurred before noon today. The alleged attacker, another student, was arrested and taken to South Elgin Police Department. News of the attack spread fast in South Elgin. Many parents concerned for some children who may have witnessed the assault. And some parents on social media wanting to know where were teachers and administrators. This is an important update from his family. His older brother saying this was not a bullying issue. The principal has been in close contact with the family, has come here to Park Ridge, and that there is no danger to students inside that school. In fact, his older brother saying that the family's grateful for what administrators did after his younger brother was attacked. So once again, this young man here at the hospital now stable with several skull fractures as police have arrested a fellow student charged with his beating.
I know you are. So what's up? Come out there. Boys, come out. Boys, come out.
Yo!
Dropped all that cash.
Well, that's the Foot Locker me.
Yo, Amit!